the preamble, the presentation, and the promotion. There it is. Woo! If you're presenting webinars or if you plan on presenting webinars, then you need to watch this video right now. I'm going to outline a game plan for being an excellent webinar host and watching your sales increase. Stay tuned. It's the Webinar Marketing Show. Hey, and welcome to the tutorial. I'm Owen Video, and you're watching the Webinar Marketing Show, where you'll learn how to make big sales with better webinars. This show is brought to you by ClickMeeting, the only software that you need to schedule, automate, and promote your webinars. If it's your first time here, say hello in the comment section below. The host of the webinar controls the energy, the excitement, and the profitability of the webinar. I've personally closed hundreds of thousands of dollars hosting webinars for my own company and hosting webinars for other companies. I'm not trying to brag, but in today's video, I'm going to outline the 3 phases of a successful webinar and the most important aspects of each so that you can become a better webinar host. However, I have to warn you, this is not a sales training. If you want to learn more about selling on webinars, then click on this video right here. The 3 phases of a successful webinar are as follows. Number 1, the preamble. This is everything that happens before the webinar actually begins. Phase 2 is the presentation. This is the actual webinar itself, of which there are 3 individual parts. And phase number 3, of course, the promotion. This is everything that happens after the webinar is over, all the way up until the closing of your cart. So let's review each section and what must be accomplished in order to have a successful webinar. Phase 1, the preamble. A good webinar host is prepared for guests who arrive early and provides them with an excellent lobby experience before the webinar begins. When you host a webinar, be sure to include a waiting room. This is a page for your early guests to congregate on while they're waiting for the webinar to begin. Don't make your waiting room boring either. Include an agenda, details about the speaker, or even social media links so they can follow you on social while they're waiting for the event to begin. Your early attendees are often your buyers, and that's why you want to engage them and get them excited before the event even begins. Now, with ClickMeeting, every user gets a waiting room template like the one you're looking at now. And you have the ability to customize this page with your own look and feel to really provide an intimate experience. In addition to a waiting room, you also want to have a good opening slide. Once your webinar begins, everyone is going to look at this slide, so make it cool. You could ask a question of the day or even ask people to leave their questions so that you have content to cover in the webinar presentation. You want to welcome your guests, say their name, say hello when they log in, get them talking in chat and so forth. And you want to have a very clear beginning to your webinar. Don't be all flimsy when you start the webinar. Be like, I guess we're gonna get started now, if you don't mind, okay? Heck no, man. Be very clear. Change the slide and say, hey everybody, we're getting started. Phase number 2 is the presentation. This is the actual webinar that you will deliver via PowerPoint or screen share. A good webinar presentation will follow this format. Number 1, start by telling your story. Get the audience connected to you by explaining to them what happened in your life that truly made you believe in the product or service that you'll be sharing with them in the webinar. Number 2, the common problems of your audience. Focus in on 3 major pain points that your audience share in common and build your solutions in the webinar around solving those problems. Step number 3, present the solutions. This is where you introduce your product or service as it relates to the 3 problems you mentioned above. You see what I'm doing here? I'm keeping it all really relevant. Like, hey, you guys have these 3 big problems, and here's this solution that I have to all of them. This keeps your webinar content highly relevant. Step number 4, the close. This is where you present your offer and ask for the business. Can we just rewind that and listen to it again? Step number 4, the close. This is where you present your offer and ask for the business. And number 5 is the post-close. This is where you answer common objections, engage with the audience, and allow your not yet buyers to click the link and buy. This is huge because when you ask for the sale, there's going to be a lot of people who are not yet convinced of the product. So in the post-close, you need to be answering questions and engaging with audience members while those people who have not bought yet go, okay, all right, I can trust it. I'm going to buy now. You'll find that 15, 25 minutes after you ask for the sale is when you'll see a big spike in your sales. So don't forget the post-close. Now, there's a lot more to be said about how to sell in a webinar. And if you want to get better at selling on webinars, then be sure to subscribe to this channel because we have tons of new videos coming out on that very subject. And finally, phase 3 of hosting a perfect webinar is the promotion. This is where you follow up and engage with your non-buyers and your replay viewers. In other words, people who did not watch the original webinar. A good webinar follow-up plan includes the following. Number 1, a deadline. Give your viewers 48 to 72 hours to make a purchase. Avoid the buy today close. Nobody believes it, okay? That's old world stuff. Tip number 2, send emails to people who didn't attend the webinar and give them a chance to view the replay. And tip number 3, emails for people who attended the webinar but didn't buy. Send them a follow-up series that engages them for the next 72 hours. Now, you might be asking, what the heck do I say in those emails? Well, that's a really long answer. Too long for this video, but with a ClickMeeting account, you'll get a series of pre-written follow-up email templates that you can send with one click to everyone who attended your webinar. You'll also get unlimited landing pages for your webinars, a waiting room, and a custom webinar broadcasting room where you can add a presentation, add pre-recorded video, share your screen, and stream to YouTube or Facebook. You can get started now for free when you visit the page that's on your screen now or click the link that's in the description box below. Remember, the webinar host sets the stage for the entire event. So whether you're presenting the next webinar yourself or having a host do it, like me, make sure that your next webinar follows the 3 phases: the preamble, the presentation, and the promotion. Now, there is another video that I want you to see if you're serious about growing your sales with online webinars. It's called How to Structure a Sales Webinar, and you can watch it by clicking on the video that's on your screen now. I'm Owen Video, and I'll see you there.